If I told you a few months ago that a game that looks like Roblox and was developed by only 3 people would be tripling the player base of Battlefield and was all tied up with Call of Duty, you probably wouldn't believe me. This small indie game known as Battlebit Remastered has made what seemed like a miracle into a reality. Now, to explain why this game is so successful, you have to first understand what Battlebit is. On first glance, I think a lot of people could see Battlebit as a stupid-looking Roblox game. However, this art style was a very smart choice. The developers behind the game made this very conscious choice to focus on gameplay over graphics. I've played the game for a few hours now and I've had zero issues with lag. The gameplay is as crisp as it comes. On top of this, the games are huge. The biggest game size in this game is 127 v 127, which other games like Battlefield have attempted similar things, however the sizes are still a lot smaller. For example, a couple years ago, I remember Battlefield 2042 hyping up the fact that you can have 128 players in one game, and Battlebit almost doubles this number. And to me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the super big game modes with that many people. I just feel like a little fish in a giant sea type of thing. There's just too much going on for me in those, so I prefer the smaller game modes. So Battlebit offers the 127 v 127, 64 v 64, and my personal favorite, the 32 v 32. When designing the game, the developers really focused on how can we make this game as fun as possible rather than looking amazing. Because as we know, a lot of AAA games today come out with amazing graphics, but there's nothing to do in the game. However, while Battlebit's a very simple game, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of gun customization, there's a lot of maps, and they're adding more and more stuff. And the focus on gameplay over graphics has got to be one of my favorite parts about the game. Which, don't get me wrong, graphics are awesome, but if the game's not fun, the graphics don't mean anything. The next reason as to why Battlebit is so popular is how dedicated the developers are. As I said not too long ago, I only have a few hours on this game. However, what I do know is the developers are very invested into the community. The game has not been out very long at all, and they've already added at least one map. And as I mentioned before, only 3 people developed this game, so they have to have a huge passion for the game if they're still going to be working on it. Especially now that it's probably making them a ton of money, I get the feeling that these developers are in for the long haul. Also within the game, there's just a lot of progression options. I've only glanced into the different combat options that you have in the game. I'm literally just using the default MP4, and there are tons of attachments that you can put on the gun. There's a lot of camos for the guns, you can unlock a bunch of different attachments, and you have to be higher ranks to unlock different guns. So that's a problem I have with a lot of other games. You know, the gameplay is really fun, and then I'm like, I don't really have anything to progress to. Or sometimes the progression is just such a grind that it gets you not wanting to play the game. Like if any of you have played NBA 2K before, getting one character to a 99 overall can take weeks and weeks of just absolute grinding. So Battlebit seems to provide a good middle ground of progression. It's not an insane grind to unlock all the guns, but there's also a good amount of stuff to unlock. So while the progression isn't really bringing people into the game, I think it's going to be really good at holding people onto the game. And also, this is just a huge one. The game is cheap. With every AAA game coming out nowadays being at $70 pretty much, a game that gives you more content and is developed by people that actually care about it is only $15. It's just a must get for fans of the FPS genre. Last week I heard about Battlebit, and I haven't really played too many FPS games recently, even though that's probably my favorite genre of games just because they've been getting so repetitive. But when I saw this game was only $15, I just knew I had to try it out. So without a doubt, the cheap price is bringing a lot of people into the game. Oh, and also, the proximity chat is just awesome. I don't know why other popular games don't utilize a proximity chat so often. I remember like 5 or 6 years ago when PUBG first came out on PC, everybody was talking about the proximity chat and that was like a new feature, but I feel like not many games utilize it, or at least not that many popular games do. Like obviously you have game chat with your teammates and stuff, but the proxy chat is just a lot funnier in my opinion. Especially when you kill an enemy and then you just hear like them scream or just say something funny at you. Or when you're on the opposite side of that spectrum, it's a really funny encounter. Overall, the quick success of Battlebit has been really interesting, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in the future. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Go check out my latest videos on Star Wars Outlaws and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Anyways, thank you and have a great day.